Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be making banana bread. This banana bread is so moist, yummy, and you will love it. So for this banana bread, you need 15 medium-sized bananas. You need 1 cup and 1/4 melted butter. You will need 1 cup and 1/2 sugar, and you will need 5 small-sized eggs. And I also use 3 teaspoons and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. You can decide to add more of that. And I used 3 tablespoons of baking powder. If you have soda or baking soda, you can substitute that for baking powder. And I used 2 pinch of salt and 5 cups of flour. So this is a very nice recipe, and I promise you will love it. So the first thing I did was to mash up my banana in a bowl. I used my potato masher for this. You can use your wooden spoon or whatever can crush your banana and make it into a paste. So I mashed everything up and I mixed it together. And the next thing I did was to add my melted butter. So at this point, I added my melted butter and I mixed it together. For this recipe, for this banana bread, you don't want to overmix and you also don't want to undermix. So you want everything to mix together. Mix your butter and your banana together, and you keep mixing until everything is incorporated into it. Don't forget to like and subscribe on this YouTube channel for more yummy recipe. Thank you. Once the mashed banana and the melted butter are well incorporated, the next thing I did was to add my sugar. So after adding my sugar, I mixed together. Now, you can decide to use more sugar and you can decide to use less sugar, depending on how sweet your tooth is. So I used just 1 cup of sugar for this mix because the banana is already sweet, but then you want to add some sugar into this just to give it a little bit of more sweetness. For this banana bread, it wasn't really so sugary because I did not like too much sugar. So because I've tasted some banana bread that are really sugary, so that was why I used just a cup of sugar for this recipe. After mixing your sugar and your banana mix together, you add your eggs. So for this, I just broke my eggs directly into the batter, and you can decide to break your eggs in a different bowl. Whisk everything together before adding it into your batter. But I didn't do that. I just broke it directly, and that was what I did. You can do that or do whatever works for you. It's all fine. At the end of the day, they all come out very tasty and yummy, and that's the goal. So after breaking my eggs into the mix, I started mixing it together. You want your egg to mix well. Because I did not mix my eggs separately, so I had to do more mixing. But as you can see, I was mixing it gently and just like kind of turning it over so that I will not overmix and also not undermix. So the next thing you want to do is to add your vanilla. So for this, I used just a little vanilla. You can decide to use more depending on how much vanilla flavor you want in your banana bread. So I didn't want so much, and that was why I used a little, so you can use more. And then the next thing I did was to add my baking powder. Like I said, you can use a baking soda for this recipe. You can decide to add your baking powder into your flour, mix everything together before adding it into your batter. So for this, I just added my baking powder first into the batter because I'm not baking cake, so there's no add roll to this. What you want to do when adding your flour, we use 5 cups of flour. You don't want to add the whole 5 cups of flour at a go. No, you don't want to do that. It will be very difficult for you to mix it together gently. So what I did was to add 2 cups of flour first. I mixed it together gently, and after that I added more cups of flour until I finished adding all my flour, and I just turned it over and mixed it gently. If you notice, I changed my mixing spoon into a wooden spoon. That's because, while I was mixing the banana and every other thing together, it was much easier to mix with the fancy looking spoon. But then I decided to exchange it with a wooden spoon because this makes it much more easier to mix. So you can decide to use a wooden spoon from the start, or you can switch like I did. Whatever works for you is fine. Keep mixing your flour until everything is well incorporated into your banana mix. If you have any questions, kindly drop them in the comment section below, and I will do well to answer them. You want to mix well because you don't want to finish baking and have lumps of flour in your banana bread. So you want everything to be well incorporated into the mix. No over mixing, like I said, and no under mixing. Just balance. This banana recipe is so yummy, and you want to try it out. This is the best banana recipe you can ever have, and really, that's on period. Yeah, so just follow the process and you will get a perfect result. For this recipe, you can use almond flour. All you need to do is to balance the measurement. There are a lot of technicality with using almond flour, so you want to know all that, and that way your banana bread will come out well. And almond flour is actually a more healthier option. And so for this recipe, I'm using all-purpose flour. And also, one of the things you can do is to sieve your flour before adding it into your banana mix. It's very important, and you don't have to do that. It's more important when you're making a cake to sieve it. But for banana bread, it's all good. It's bread, so you really don't need to do too much. And for it to be very easy for you to make this recipe, you want to set aside your ingredients so that all you need to do is just mix and add everything together. And you want to follow the process I used in adding everything, and your banana bread is going to come out well. So at this point, after mixing everything together, I scooped in some of my mix into my baking pan. For this baking pan, I had already rubbed some butter into the pan, so this way it makes it easy for the banana bread to come out after baking. So you want to rub some butter in your pan before adding your batter. And here we have it. Our banana bread is ready. It is so yummy, it is so moist, and you will love it. Kindly like and subscribe on this YouTube channel. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye.